Welcome to Torah Anytime, our daily segments of Daily Zohar. Come and see. The Zohar introduces us now a new concept. כמו שהשכינה אינה מתגלה אלא במקום הראוי לה, as much as divine presence does not reveal itself unless it is an appropriate place for it, כן אינה נראית ואינה מתגלה אלא באיש הראוי לה. Same place, the same way, would not reveal itself in a way to a person who is not worthy. שהרי, since the day that Lot wanted to so-called roll in his sin, נשתלק רוח הקודש מאברהם. Ruach HaKodesh went away from Avraham. And when Lot separated from him, from Avraham Avinu, immediately Ruach HaKodesh, that divine inspiration, that superb enlightenment, came back to Avraham Avinu. And that's what the Pasuk says. Ve'Hashem amar el Avraham, and Hashem spoke to Avraham when? Acharei hipared Lot me'imo, after Lot had separated from him. Come and see. Therefore it's a proof. Kevan shera'a Avraham, since Avraham saw Shelot chazar lesuro, he went off the track again. Haya mefached, he was afraid. And he said, Ulai chas v'shalom, maybe, God forbid, because of my connection with this one, with Lot, I lost, because of that, I lost a holy portion that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him this crown, and it was taken away from me. Why was it taken away? Maybe because I was close with this person. כיוון שלוט נפרד ממנו, when Lot separated from him, אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, הקדוש ברוך הוא said to him, שא נא עיניך, lift your eyes, וראה, and you should see, מה המקום אשר אתה שם? What is this place? Come, open your eyes and see, what is this place that you're at? Now, makom, not necessarily a place, a geographic place, sometimes a place within you. All these things that we refer to, all the Torah examples, stories, and so on, have a physical, manifestation or translation or interpretation, and yet they also represent to something spiritually inside of us. There's a spiritual meaning to that as well. So, what is this place in which you are there? That place, shenidabakta botchila, that place in which you attach yourself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lehidabek is to attach yourself, mishum devek. Exactly. Now, that dvekut in HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I mean, how do you attach yourself to God? I mean, God it has no form. I mean, I could take crazy glue and attach my hand to this board. I can, tie myself with duct tape to the chair. But how I'm going to, this is how we attach things in the physical world. We take in some kind of a connecting matter and we're putting it together and now we attach to it. But how could I attach myself as a physical person or entity to something that is so spiritual and awesome as HaKadosh Baruch Hu? There's no crazy glue for God. So how does it work? The answer is very simple. If you're going to take the word dvekut, devek, and you're going to apply to it physical, it's impossible. I mean, it's like literally, it's impossible. But when a dvekut, when it refers to here in a spiritual aspect, it's called dedication. What does it mean, dedication? Dedication is that after you made a commitment to do a certain thing, to be with someone. That's your first step. You have to commit yourself to that goal, to that whatever it is that you're committed to. Dedication will be when things are not convenient to you. For example, you made a commitment to come to learn in yeshiva. That's very important. You made a commitment to learn Torah. You made a resolution. I have to learn Torah. So you come and learn 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and on and on. Then you want to come 1 week yes, 1 week no, and on. All of a sudden you have midterms or you have finals. Then you take the whole thing and you throw it away. When the going gets tough, the cowards run away. And that will be true to your relationship as well. Relationships that's the nature of a relationship, they never go smooth. There's always this through this clashing, through this banging, the sparks that come out, you'll be able to morph together more into each other and to become one. Most people say, oh no, there are sparks, there's little difficulties. See ya, going somewhere else. That's lack of dedication. Well, you made a commitment. Your argument's like you want to live with someone. You want to marry a wife and live with someone. Marry a man, to that matter. I mean, if you're a wife, of course. So that's a commitment. You don't want to live alone. I made a commitment that I'm going to do my effort. Then all of a sudden things don't work out. I mean, you're taking 2 individuals and trying to make them into a unit, into an entity. Like we call it a parental unit, whatever you want to call yourself. And this banging has some, you have to shed some old material in order to form something new. And you don't want that. You split. You weren't dedicated. How many people do you know start to play a guitar or a flute or a piano because they were really excited? They were so excited. They saved the money and they already had daydreams of them giving concerts in Carnegie Hall. Of course, not eating the corned beef because it's not kosher, but the deli. But you saw yourself with a tuxedo and banging on the piano and doing the whole thing and all standing ovations and encores and encores. You could technically reach there. But that would take time. That would take a lot of do, re, mi, fa, for years and years and years and years and years and years of constant dedication that you keep on plowing on that until you're going to say maybe one day you'll be ready to play there. How many people do you know? So I remember as a kid, it was the Bruce Lee era. People were going to the movies, they would see Bruce Lee flying off the air like that. Everybody comes out. Everybody wants to be a black belt karate Bruce Lee. Not a problem. Mommy signing me up to the dojo, to the local dojo. I'm going in, putting my belt on. I'm feeling good. And then the guy tells you, throw 1,000 punches out. I'm not doing this. How many people do you know had committed, for example, to a diet or to anything? Most people are not even able to commit. Those very few who commit, even fewer than that, have the ability to be dedicated. That is, when it's not convenient to you, you keep staying loyal to your mission. Your mission, your goal, comes first. So to attach yourself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the glue, the enhancer material that puts those 2 units together, you and Ribono Shel Olam, is nothing but dedication when it's not convenient to you. That's how you midabek with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When it's hard and you're tired and you said, it's really cold out and miserable. I don't feel like I'm in New York. I feel like I'm in London. It's so cold and damp and I'm tired. No, I have to learn. I made a commitment that I'm going to learn, argument's sake, an hour a day. That hour, I don't care if the world would spin in the other direction, if the North Pole going to come to the south. I'm learning. That's dedication. You don't achieve greatness if you don't have that in you. You don't get closer to Hashem if you are not able to dedicate. Make this room into yourself and dedicate yourself to the mission that it is. That's the dvikut. That's how you attach yourself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, because it's not physical. And by doing so, right, go to this place in which you dedicated, nidbaktabo, because of that, at that place, because you did so, nit'atarta be'emunah shlema. The crown that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you is emunah shlema, a complete emunah, a whole. It's not that you believe in God when it's convenient to you. It's not, there's no return policy here. It's a commitment. It's a relationship. And as I said to you before, if you cannot have a healthy relationship with something so easygoing as God, I don't believe that you'll be able to have a normal relationship with most people. I'm in great doubts. It's the easiest thing to have a commitment or to have a relationship with. And that will be a whole. It has to be a whole. Emunah, a whole. Emunah mishum le'amen. We'll get to it one time, Be'ezrat Hashem. And what is that? What is emunah? All over. How do we know it? Because it says, Tzafona, Vanegba, Kedma, Vayama. When HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to Avraham Avinu, look in all directions, means his emunah was complete all around. He was well-rounded emunah person. And these are the Masaot Shenasa B'tchila. He traveled all over the land. He traveled also, so if we're going to translate it into an internal thing, he went all over himself and checked every limb of his limbs to see that he believes in God and is dedicated to the goal that HaKadosh Baruch Hu in Kol Ramah Chevarav, in all his 248 limbs and 365 other bones and muscles and tendons that he has in his body. A whole entire thing. When you commit it to God with all your body, then you have emunah shlema. So the masaot that you travel are not only travels that Avraham Avinu did in the land, all over himself. There was not even a speck of doubt in him. Then you'll be able to do that. And he says, these are the madrigot, these are the superior elevations in which he was crowned with them with emunah shlema in the beginning. And then he says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would promise him shelo yasuru mimenu umin banav leolam. After he was able to do so, only then God in return had promised him that will be his portion until the end of time, to him and to his children. Because it says, Ki et kol haaretz asher ata ro'eh, the whole land which you see. Ve'omer, it says, that is the madriga rishon, it's the first elevation of holiness in which was revealed to him. As you would say, right? LeHashem hanira elav, to God which is seen by him. That God revealed himself to Avraham Avinu. How? And because of what? Because of your emunah. So before you want to become, to have Ruach HaKodesh, before you want to become this person of, how should I say it? I would say guru, like, those enlightened people, you have to make yourself available. You have to prepare yourself. You have to cleanse yourself. You have to be worthy of that. Then you'll get it. And that's the hardest job. Because we have a tendency to believe that what? We deserve it without doing anything. Just for the fact that I deserve it. And the answer is absolutely not. Could not be more far from the truth than that. You don't go to a job, get paid first, then you do your job. You do your job, then you get paid. That's the way it works. That's how things are. That's a natural thing. And where do we get this concept? We got the concept from here. And it says, by this level, by this madriga, by this elevation in which Avraham Avinu came or brought himself to, nichlelet kol madrigot. Everything is dependent on that level of emunah. V'chol madrigot nir'ot ba. And all further step of elevation of a person, when he elevates himself in Kedusha, and all depend on that. And if you see it, if he has it, there's a great potential, he'll be able to continue more. If he doesn't have it, it's just not going to happen. Why? Ki kol haaretz asher ata ro'eh neged. all the land in which you see in front. In front means you have to bring yourself up to a level in order to be able to see. So Rabotai, it's a long process, and there is no guarantee that we're ever going to reach the end. This job never ends. The job of improving yourself and seeking closeness never ends. But that's the beauty of it. It's a lifelong journey of self-improvement. There will never be a stage in your life that you're going to say, all right, I made it. That's it. I'm a holy man. I made it. I'm all set. Please roll on the Rolls Royce and the checks, and I'm going to be a Maharishi now. And I did it. I got a certificate that I'm a holy person. There's no end to that. To how much higher and closer to God you could become. And that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It's a journey of your life. Because usually, let's say for example, you go on a train ride, something that I always wanted to do, let's say cross country, cross from sea to shining sea, to go on a train. I want to go on one of those trains that go all the way to the West Coast. You're going to tell me, why you take a train if you can fly? Because I don't care about reaching the destination. I want to be on the train. I want to be on the journey. I want to be on the journey. I want to enjoy my trip. To sit down and to be able, those dome cars that they have, to see the trains. And it will be wonderful if I'll be able to stop and, camp somewhere for a few days and then go back on the train. And so what's important is the journey. Because once you reach the destination, it says, all right, now what? What am I doing here? I reached the destination. Now what? All right, so let's create something new. No, enjoy the journey of your life. And the journey of your life, the most wonderful thing is to bring meaning to your life, to bring that light of holiness, of Kedusha in you. Because on the other hand, on the bottom, there's only so low you can go. At a certain point, you are not going to be able to exist. Your soul is going to be so murked up, it's going to be clogged, and you're simply going to perish. You can't exist. The filters of this life that comes into you eventually is going to be clogged and you'll die. To clean it, to get a finer filter. Imagine I could create filters that would filter atoms and protons and no end to it. I can always filter to become more holy, higher, cleanser, cleaner, better. That's going up, there's no end. You don't know what I'm talking about? I'll show you this. And I think we spoke about it before. The lowest temperature that you can reach is 0 Kelvin, minus 263 degrees, I think. 70 degrees. Okay, I said 0 Kelvin. So that's zero. That's it. There's no more. That's how low you can go. At that point, all molecular movement is come to a screeching halt. It's frozen. How high could I go in temperatures? I don't know. I mean, the sun. Well, the other things the sun. There's no end to that. Lehavdil is the same thing. When you want to elevate yourself to go higher and higher and up, there's no limit. To go down, there's going to be a certain limit that you're not going to be able to go. So Be'ezrat Hashem, I wish that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would guide us and help us through the journey to become holier and better. Amen. Amen.